Hey there, Joshua. Hey, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I'm glad you're watching. Um, and this is sort of in response to the emails or the email that you sent me. And I want to take a moment to respond to a couple things. But first of all, I need to say something, and I need to. I need you to try to hear me. And that is, I'm very sorry that I told you some things um, that I should not have yet told you about my past with your mom. I had said before in the past I didn't want to tell you things, and I didn't. The truth is, as I have tried to say over and over again, that I wanted us to just get to know each other so that you get to the point that you would trust me and know me and maybe remember. Um, and I didn't want to bring those things up. And as I said before, I mean, I really just skimmed the surface, but it doesn't matter. I know it was difficult. I know that you were probably angry with me. I mean, probably. I know you were angry with me and confused. And as I remember, I sent that email a few days ago where I said that if I told you this stuff, it would probably leave you in a place of consternation and maybe angry with me and everything. See, I knew, but yet I ended up doing it. And I am really sorry. I did, it was not smart. And there are reasons behind that, but it's hard for you to understand. And I'm really sorry. Um, when the only thing I will say is this: is that Ashlyn knew a lot of this stuff, and Ashlyn knows a lot more. And but I don't I don't need to tell you the rest of the story, as it were. Okay. And as I've tried to say over and over again, I don't blame your mom for my mistakes, and I have forgiven her for the things that happened. And I know it had to have been hard to read, and I don't know what to say other than that I'm sorry, and it was a very dumb thing to do, and I, I guess I'll just leave it at that. I know it's something that you're going to wrestle with, and I promise you this: I'm not going to tell you any more than that. If someday you wanted to know more than that, I'll tell you more, but I'm not going to tell you more than that right now. I shouldn't have told you that much. And really, the reason I did was because in my mind, I was thinking, well, maybe Josh was, maybe Morgan said something, maybe his mom said something, and he's still, it's like, well, but Dad did this back in the 10 years ago, not 10 years ago, back in 2010. 15 years ago almost, well, 14. And I I have told you a lot of times that I was messed up at the time that it happened, and I was afraid that you might have thought, yeah, how messed up, but what was it? Some little minor thing, and I just guess I wanted you to understand that it wasn't something minor, and um, and this was not the time to do that. This was not the time to do that. So I'm not going to belabor this because I don't want to make this video real long. Um, but please just hear that, okay? Yeah, so there's one other thing I needed to say. I just remembered, and it's something I'm ashamed that I said in an email where I said that I wish I'd never married your mom. That's not something I should have said or written. I have felt that way at times. Um, And I know that had to be hurtful. I didn't mean it that way, but that doesn't matter. Because the reason is just that, yeah, I mean, my life would have been very different. I mean, I've lived through hell, to be honest, and it, I, you know, but the good thing, as I said, that I always thought that was that at least I had two wonderful, or I had three wonderful children. Um, but the sorrow of that is that I haven't even been able to be with my children, and my children don't know me, and I shouldn't have said what I did about that. And it reminded me of something that you absolutely would remember. Um, I said something in front of you back when you were, I don't know, maybe 5 years old, uh, maybe younger. I didn't say it to you, but I said it in your presence. I might have said it to Morgan. It was when we were going through the breakup. Your mom was not with me, and no. It was after we were already divorced. You guys were with me. I had your custody that, and I, to be honest, I was Morgan and I talked to her like she was an adult too much. She had kind of been there supporting me in ways she shouldn't have been. I mean, somebody at that age should not be providing emotional support to their father who's going through divorce. Um, she was very sympathetic with what I was going through, and she would come and tell me stuff, and and I kind of ended up relying on her as like a shoulder to cry on, and that kind of thing. And I shouldn't have done that, obviously, but she was always just so mature for her age, so smart and everything. And she felt really sorry for me, and she was sad because she didn't want to see this happen to her family and everything. But so um, so one day I remember I was just bemoaning about something, and I said to Morgan, and I shouldn't have told her this, that your mom told me that she wished she hadn't married me, which she did say, but I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have told Morgan, but I really shouldn't have said it for sure where you heard it, because you started crying. And I was like, oh God, what's funny? He's like, Mom didn't want to have me. And it just hit me that you put two and two together. And I was like, oh my God. Um, and I was like, no, Joshua, I didn't mean that at all. Your mom loves you. Your mom definitely wanted you. It just, Mom and Daddy didn't get along anymore, and your mom um, did feel the same way about Dad. I mean, I try to put it that way, and she, but she loves you, and she definitely is very super glad that she has you. She loves you so much. But I felt so bad because I said that in front of you, and it was what your mom told me. But then I go turn around and I tell you that, and I'm a hypocrite. I shouldn't have said that. No matter what I was feeling, there are times when I feel that way because it just feels like my life just went tumbling downhill. And I have to be honest, Joshua. I'm just telling you the truth. There have been times I've thought, how would my life have been different? If I'd married, that young woman who was going to law school at Texas Tech. But at the end of the day, I love you, and I the memories I have of you. Okay, my memories aren't you as an 18-year-old. My memories are you of a 6-year-old. But my memories of you and the boy that you were, I I could tell you over and over again, I could not be prouder of you. I could not imagine having a son better than you. And I believe that. And so I don't want any other son. I don't want any other daughters. Um, it's a weird place to be. It's kind of cognitive dissonance, if you heard of that term, when you're torn, because there's on one hand there's this feeling, and then on the other hand, you have this other feeling, and they kind of are at odds with one another. And I should have kept my mouth shut. I'm sorry. I'm just tired, Joshua. I'm so physically tired and emotionally tired. I'm just exhausted. Even right here, as I'm speaking to you, I'm losing my ability to breathe. I'm tired. I'm really weary. And I here lately, I've been having to just try to find the strength to get through each day. It's not easy anymore. Anyway, I love you.